All right, I am here. All right, one more. And here we go. Okay. It's been a while since I've been on this channel, so let's go to live chat. And here we go. It has been about a month and a half since I did very much in this. I did a little bit of work for January, just a tiny bit, but not a whole lot. I did some of the building blocks of tarot. I did some stuff from my chart, but I haven't really done very much because I was so sick. I had a sinus infection, bronchitis, and pneumonia. For those of you who follow my other channel too, you just found out about all of that. So I'm not going to go through too much of it. But I was doing pretty well. I had set up my depth year and my intentions for 2019. My focus areas are astrology, tarot, the moon, and mythology. And I've actually got a couple of books on my wish list for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. I did some tarot scopes and some notes from classes. I did some stuff from my class in here. And then that's pretty much it. So where I'm at now is I've got to get back into my spiritual practice. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what that means to me. And I don't have a long time because I've got some stuff in the kitchen cooking for dinner. So I'm going to this is going to be a brief. They won't let me go live on this channel because it's still a new channel for too long anyway. So I'm going to give you an update. I am currently, other than those topics that I mentioned, because this is my depth year, I am reading the Simple Living Guide. This came in some Happy Mail about a year ago. And I am rereading this part. It actually has a spiritual part in it. And I am finishing up The Way of Zen by Alan Watts. This is actually a pretty good book. It's a little bit of a dry read in some places. So it's taken me like a year to read this book. But I'm not finished yet. I've got quite a bit left. I'm on this sitting quietly doing nothing section right here, which is really hard for me. I can sit quietly and I can do nothing, but then I feel guilty when I sit quietly and do nothing. Like I need to be reading or writing or cleaning or doing something. It's really hard for me to just sit and do nothing. Maybe that's ADHD. I don't know. So I thought it's a good thing that this is what I have to read next. So maybe I'll learn something from it. So I've got astrology of the moon, astrology for dummies, quite a few other astrology books that I've got a tarot book that I'm reading and a few other things. So, and I've got a couple of books on mythology, but I really want a Norse mythology book. There's a couple of different ones out there. And I've got a couple of other things that are on my list. So that's where I'm at with some of that. Hello, somebody's here. I am pretty excited though because I'm finally feeling better and I'm finally ready to start doing some things. I've been watching Kellyanne Maddox's videos lately. I'm also in Romney's Realms. She's on Ning. She's also got a YouTube channel. You could check her out. I've been in her class now for well over a year, and I love Ro. I've also been watching Kellyanne Maddox, and I've also there's a video on my to watch next list, and that's her speak Molly Roberts. She's got a daily practice spiritual a video about your daily practice. That's on my to watch next list. That's probably what I will be watching later this evening. And I'm going to have my journal out. I also need to watch my tarot scopes for this week because I slept through them yesterday when Arwen did them on Patreon. So I have some stuff to do. I try not to do very much, like, yeah, my ring light's in the way. Sorry. I try not to do a whole lot in the evenings once David is, hello, once David is off, and he should be home pretty soon. So I find that it's much easier for me. I spend some time with him, and I could do a little bit of journaling. And if he's sometimes watching a show that I'm not interested in, I'll use my laptop and the headset, and I'll watch something while he watches something else, but we're in the room together. But I don't like to do a whole lot of the social media stuff. I would rather spend quality time with him. So one of the things that I've been doing is early in the morning for last week and this week is reading from the Simple Living Guide, which to me is this, it's part of my mind, body, spirit, because this is getting you back into, it says, what does it say in the beginning? Whether you're looking at small solutions for cutting down the stress in your life or taking the big leap toward the simpler life, this can be your guide. It helps you, brings together strategies, inspiration, resources, and real life profiles of people who have slowed down, overcome obstacles, and created richer lives. Simple living is about living deliberately. Simple living is not about austerity or frugality or income level. It's about being fully aware of why you are living your particular life and knowing that life is one you have chosen thoughtfully. Simple living is about designing our lives to coincide with our ideals. And I really like the idea of this. This is a chunky book, but it's in sections, so I'm reading a section at a time. So I'm trying to do some self-discovery, some self-help, along with the astrology and the tarot. This channel is definitely more about mind, body, more about mind and spirit. I want to get back into outlining as well, so I am going to do some regular outlining stuff on my main channel, and then I'm going to get back into tarot and writing and using tarot for outlining because I am working on my novel and I'm so excited. I finally figured out the name, and I have a new book for some outlining stuff along with using the hero's journey and tarot. So I'm pretty excited because I'm going to be combining a few different methods. I'm going to have a hybrid of how to use the outline, like different outlining methods. And I'm going to be talking more about that. So this is the, I guess, the channel for the other stuff, like the art and the journaling and the basic writing stuff. And that kind of stuff is all on the other channel. I thought this channel, maybe I'll do mind, body, spirit more on this channel. So I might do some of the outdoor chats on this channel and stuff like that. So I'm excited though because I'm ready to get back into. I'm sorry I have been absent on this channel, but I have been really ill, sick since the day after Christmas. So I'm finally starting to feel better. I'm doing things in spurts though, in bits and pieces because I don't want to overdo it again. So I thought I'm still going to go to like pretty much more or less one video a week. So I thought I'd give you an update on where I'm at and what I'm doing. I am going back to the basics with tarot. And I'm going to start working on learning the tarot from sight and intuition. So when I read the tarot, when I look at the card, I'm going to look at the symbolism on the card. I'm going to look at the Fool, and I'm going to do some water. I'm going to draw it, watercolor it, write the stuff down on the page with that. Like on one side, it'll have the card, and then on the other side, it'll have the information about it. I thought about doing that. That's something I talked about before because I really want to learn them. Like not just look them up in books. I want to really learn them. One of the other things I think I'm going to be doing by the end of this year, I want to be able to look at my chart and anybody else's chart and be able to look at it and kind of know the basics. That's my goal. And then I really want to start delving into mythology and gods and goddesses. I don't have any affinity towards anyone. I am eventually going to get a reading done for that. I haven't yet. I keep meaning to. Something always comes up and I am not able to. But I really want to do that because there's nothing that really calls to me except for like, I don't know, I'm like extremely creative. I find myself really I'm into anything and everything that has to do with the faith. And I love all kinds of mythology. I'm drawn much more to Celtic stuff or Celtic stuff or however people say it differently. Like I would like to learn all there is to know about all of that, like the Norse mythology. I have taken I took I took a mythology course. It covered mostly Greek and Roman. So there's like a lot of different things. The moon phases, I'm just now really starting to kind of get some of the the practice with the moon phases. This past month in January, I was so ill. I was not really able to do much. I did go outside during the dark moon and the full moon, and I just kind of did my own thing. Mostly, I go out in the yard, especially when it's a full moon, and I just kind of dance under the moon, and I talk to the moon, and I just kind of get all that out, whatever it is, like my intentions or and what I'd like to let go of, what I'd like to bring in. I just kind of talk to the moon. I don't write things down on a piece of paper and then burn them or, bury them or anything. I mostly talk to the moon, and then after, sometimes I'll take a picture. Sometimes I'll find a picture like on NASA's website or somewhere like that, and I'll look at it and then I'll draw it and watercolor it. I didn't do that for January. I did do it for December. I do have a picture of January's moon. I probably need to print it out and put it in here. And that I think I did post it somewhere though, the picture of the moon. Maybe that was December. You used to do that too. I probably eventually will get to a point where I actually start like really writing things. But right now it's all intuitive. And it kind of is in the moment. But I'm mostly an intuitive person. I find myself doing things much more with my intuition than anything else. So and then write down a synopsis of what you said. Yeah. I do that. I need to start doing that. I did that. I've done it a little bit on and off. Like, let me get to, had all these intentions, but I have found myself sometimes not really feeling up to all of what I would like to do versus what I'm actually able to do sometimes. So Might not be in this journal. It might be in the other journal. It's in the other journal. Like I do have, this is my 2019 tarot spread for the year. I put them all in here. And the oracle card that I got for this year, hello, is actually the word grace, which is not my word for the year. That was the oracle card I got. And the tarot card that I got for 2019 was the Ace of Cups. So that's pretty cool. The card that I have for February is Decision, and it is the 5 of Wands. So that's pretty interesting. January, I had Observation. So that might be right on the money because I was observing everything because I was pretty much couch or bed bound for pretty much for January, being having pneumonia. So January was definitely a month of observation because I felt like I was sitting on the sidelines. So that's good though. I'm at a good place. Hello. So I'm excited. I had forgotten that February's card was Decision, the 5 of Wands. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Like I said, I'm getting back into my spiritual practice. I'm going to watch Molly Roberts' video about the daily practice probably this evening and take some notes. And then this morning I did do some meditation. I don't like morning meditation much. I do it while I'm stretching, but I'm not real big into meditate. I like meditating in the evening. It makes me feel better when I do in the evening. I want to be energized in the morning so I can get my day going, and meditation kind of calms me. It doesn't make me feel motivated. It calms me, and that's what I need in the evening. So I need to figure out some kind of other practice for me in the morning that actually makes me feel energized. So which is why I said, like in the other video that I did on the main channel, I'm kind of making the Miracle Morning work for me. I do want to start getting into more of a daily practice. I've got to figure out what my daily practice is going to be, though. So do I want to, say, pull a tarot card and an oracle card in the morning and then write about them, draw them, watercolor them, put a sticker down and write about it? I don't know. Maybe it'll be a mood thing. Maybe I'll put a sticker down for the tarot card and draw the oracle card or something, because I don't have any stickers for oracle cards. I could, however, scan the oracle card. So I don't know. I want to get into a practice of daily. I've got the, where is it? I'm still cleaning up around here, so everything is kind of, I'm going to have to find that. I know I have it somewhere. I have my daily moon phase. That's 2018. I'm gonna have to find 2019. I moved some things around, but I'm thinking I might start the morning with that little planner that has that in it, and look at the moon and astrology stuff and look that up and see what that means and write about it on my day, and see like the moon phase and that kind of thing, and then pull a tarot card and an oracle card for the day. I'm definitely ready to start doing more in regards to my spiritual stuff. So I want to finish reading The Way of Zen, and it's going to be a while before I get through all of this. The Simple Living Guide. And I'm going to probably, towards the end of this month, have a video about tarot and writing using tarot and the hero's journey or any other kind of outline method and writing, outlining your novel, because I want to start preparing for April's Camp NaNoWriMo early, because I need to revamp Act 2 and Act 3 and part of Act 1, because I am really serious about my novel. Now that I've come up with the name for it, finally, after years, I mean, it's been 3 years at least, and I'm ready. So I'm excited about that. Um, and what else? There was one other thing. Um, Getting outside every day is part of my goal for this year. Um, and so far this month, I've gotten outside every day, and today's the 4th. So I'm on a roll. um, so I thought maybe if I took a picture, like I've got at least one picture. Actually got 2 pictures, but I'm in one, and I'm not real big on selfies. If I took a picture, or I drew something from outside, or I got something from outside. So I'm going to give myself some options every day, because so far I've actually done pretty well. So I want to start doing more of that, because I feel more at peace outdoors and in nature. So that might be a good thing to help me. Um, and I want to, like I said, I'm trying to get back into more of a daily practice. I want to do more nature journaling, which is definitely more on the spiritual side for me. Well, it'll improve my art, but it's more spiritual thing for me. Um, and then I'm trying to think of what else. I have a sketchbook, and that up until now I haven't really used at all. I've got one page in it. And I've seriously considered using it as a nature sort of sketchbook. So that might be something. I want to plant a garden in the spring. We're going to plant a garden. So I'll be able to do a lot more of that come then. But I was just talking earlier about journaling, and somebody asked me about shadow work, which I really know next to nothing about, except for every year during Self-Love September when Kelly Ann Maddox talks about it some. I need to watch some more of her videos about shadow work, and delve into some of it myself, because one of the reasons I got so sick was because I wasn't taking proper care of myself. And I think a part of that comes from I feel like everything else and everybody else comes before me in some ways. And that's something I really need to work on. And that is in part due to that self-esteem. But it's also, I think, due to boundaries, which is something that's a work in progress. So I'm going to stop talking now, and there's going to be a little bit of a lag. So I'm going to ask, do you have any questions? If you have any questions. And then while I wait for any of the questions, if you have any questions, I'm going to talk about one more thing. I think I talked about it for a moment in the very beginning, but I think that will definitely be this channel sort of. I think it's time for me to do a new trailer, because I think this channel is definitely going to be the journey of, for me, mind, body, and spirit. So I'm doing self-discovery, reading about self-discovery, like learning new things, self-help. So some of that's more of the mind, and the books, like I'm studying astrology and the moon and mythology and tarot. So that kind of stuff. And I'm a beginner. So some of this is stuff I've always been interested in, astrology, and I've always been interested in the tarot and mythology. The moon, I was born on a full moon. So I've always loved the full moon. Everybody else is like, ah, oh, damn, it's a full moon. People are crazy. They drive crazy. I'm like, I love it. I love the full moon. So, but I never got into like the moon phases until the last couple years. So I'm pretty excited, because the last couple years I've been learning, And I've been learning, I tried to learn so much, like in so many different areas all at one time, like, or separated it, like I was always going to learn this. But with ADHD brain, I realized I was going about how I was studying in a way that wasn't really conducive to me. So now I am breaking that up some and like studying some of it. Like I have the Tarot and Astrology book by Corin Kenner, and I've started reading it. And that is really helping. And believe it or not, tarot for writers is really good. That's really helpful. But her astrology for writers is really good if you're interested in astrology. And that is actually really helping me learn a lot about astrology. So I might get more into those books pretty soon. Maybe next month in March, since Camp NaNoWriMo starts in April, I'm going to be doing outlining and things. So no questions. I think my husband is home, so it's time for dinner. So if y'all have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below and let me know. If there's something you'd like for me to do a video about, please let me know, because this is still kind of new to me. So I'm definitely interested in what y'all think and what y'all like and all that. So bye, y'all. Have a good one.